How's it going, folks? Rob here. Welcome back to the channel, back on Forza Horizon 5. We're going to attempt another rally build today. We've got the Morris Minor 1000, which I just did a tested review of the other day. It did not perform great. It's a cool little car, but yeah, 800 cc's, 37 horsepower. It's not going to be doing anything exciting. So with that in mind, we're going to go rallying with it today. We're going to build it up. I did a little rally build the other day, the old Nissan BE1 from the late 80s, which actually turned out really well. That thing drove so well, in fact. There it is in front. That is my Ghost record. It got me 91 or 92 in the world. I think it got me in this stage in D-Class, which is, granted, D-Class is quite handy because not many people do it. So you can get an ego boost by getting a high score on the leaderboard, because most people obviously do B, A, and S. And I like to do the slow ones because I have more fun, because you get to drive the cars you typically don't. So we're going to do a quick run down here with the Morris. Like I said, it did not perform well in the in my review the other day. The braking was horrible. The only thing that I gave it a little bit of prop was it had pretty good suspension, and the chassis was really good. It did corner well. I didn't really need the brakes. It's got tiny little drum brakes all around, being 1953 inside those hubcaps, which are a little bit on the dusty side now. So this lap isn't about setting a fast time. It's just get a rough idea what the car can do. But the first thing I'm going to upgrade is the brakes. Now, when I did my test lap the other day with this car on the road, on my test track, the one thing I did not use at all was the brakes. I'm not joking. The only time I used them was in the entry into the slalom area, towards the back half of that lap. Other than that, you just lift and coast. You're not going fast enough. But I think once we upgrade this car a little bit and put some parts on it, I think we're not going to go full racing brakes. We don't know carbon ceramic brakes on this thing. It's never going to be that fast, especially in D-Class. But I think it's just basic street or sport brakes, just something to give it a little bit more bite than drum brakes are old technology that's not used anymore for a reason. They weren't that good. Yeah, this car is not very fast, but it does look, it is one time you get to say it is a cute little car. It is not right now, it needs a bloody wash, but the mud and the dirt of Mexico hasn't done it well. We're at 50%, just done over 2 minutes, so we're going to looking at a 4-minute lap time with this car. So I don't think I'll show you the whole thing. I'll skip on ahead because we've got a long way to go. I'll skip on ahead to the garage. We'll go through the build, and then I'm going to do just a basic tune for rally. Hopefully it can improve, and we'll see how it compares once we put some upgrades on it. All right, so here we are at the festival. I tell a lie, it did a 3 minutes 49, so it beat the 4-minute barrier. But the Nissan I drove the other day in the rally build did a 2 minutes 49. So we've got 1 minute to beat, which is a lot of time in D-Class. So we're going to build up. The Nissan had about 87 horsepower, I think it was. So we're going to see how we go with this one. Now, I did say first thing I was going to upgrade would be the brakes. Again, I don't think we're going to need the full on. And there's kind of like a slight budget. I'll like to keep it around 30,000 credits. We'll see how we go, because more than likely for these, it's just going to be up around 30. It's going to be up to D500. So I'm going to go just the sport ones for now. Suspension's a must for rally. We've got to put those on. Let's do that. It does have a pretty good body. It does doesn't have any significant lean as it goes through the corners like a lot of old cars do. So it has decent suspension, but yeah, we want to upgrade that. I want the roll bars just because it's a race car. That's the only thing. It does add a bit of weight. We're not going to take any weight off because the car weighs 826. It's already light enough as it is. Gearbox and diff are a necessity. Let's just throw the rally on. I'm going to go throw a basic tune on it, like I said. It's got a 4-speed manual gearbox. We'll give it a 6-speed so I can tune the gears. We're not going to need a lot of top-end speed because down here we're only going 100. I'd be surprised if we get to 150 through here once we've built it up. We'll just keep it on. It doesn't really make much of a difference. And it's got the big... Oh, no, it's got the little thing. I wasn't sure if it had the big wing on the back. No, it's got that little thing down there. So now we're just got to put some off-road tyres, because this track is pretty much all dirt, so you get better results with off-road tyres in the dirt. Rally tyres, if you don't know, are better for mixed gravel and asphalt. We'll make it the front a little bit wider and the rear just so we got a little bit more grip. Now it's D216, so we got a bit of room so we can throw on some horsepower. 37 of them. We need all the help we can get. What's that? That is... Alright, let's do that. And we'll do the cam. So I'm not going to worry about a supercharger or anything like that. But, oh, that got me right up to the top of D-Class already. That's the same horsepower as the Nissan. So that could be interesting. Let's see if we can... Oh, God. That jumped it up quite a lot. Do we have anything that can just give me a tiny bit of... Everything's going up by quite a bit. C514. Alright, I think I might have to drop that down a fraction. Let's do that. Can we balance that? That's a bit better. 498. Can we get closer to 500? 493. This might be something I do off screen. 486. Okay, we're going in the wrong direction. 499. That'll do. What have we got? 87 horsepower. It's exactly the same as the... It is exactly the same as the Nissan we drove the other day. So I put on the drive shaft. That should get us to 500. Done. All right, let's quickly install that. How much did that cost all up? 6,000. Ah, because I put a tune on the other day when I was doing the footage. Yes. That's why all the parts have already been built. So the car is completely stock standard, as you can see. Where's the Nissan I drove the other day? Let me just sidetrack just for a second. There it is. 87 horsepower, 120 newton meters of torque. All right. What does the Morris got? 87. Okay, so it's got a little bit more torque, less, but a lot heavier though. So that could, yeah, that's okay. So for once in its life, the Morris is too heavy. So I'm going to go flying up to the track. I'll do one quick run, do some quick adjustments to the tune, and then we'll be back.
5,
all right.
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, after some initial testing and upgrading, I'm going to let the cars go through because I found a fault with this car. And I am at a loss to try and figure out. I've tried so many different settings with suspension, anti-roll bars, everything to try and I've gone softer, firmer. Let's go for a quick drive and I'll let you see if you can work out what the problem is. So it's got a pretty good acceleration now compared to what it was at normal. Still rear wheel drive. Take the first corner and that's the problem. I can't get it to stop rolling no matter what setting I do. Next option is to try aero. Maybe it can help pin the back end to the ground a bit, but so many of these corners, if I take it in any ounce of speed or try and get the back end to slide like a rally car, she starts to tip, and once you go with the Forza physics, yep, and she's gone. But because it's a fairly round car, it usually rolls pretty well, except that time we've actually got quite stuck. So if you don't like your Morris cars, do this event, you can wipe out quite a few because that's all it does. All right, let me get some aero onto it and see if we can fix this catastrophe of a setup. All right, take two with the Morris Minor rally car. Now put the aero on the back. As you see, that freed up a little bit of PI room. So I made the tires a little bit wider, try and get a bit more grip. And with the extra I had, I put a little bit more horsepower on. Not much, we'll check it out at the end. But threw on a livery that I thought looks all right. So I'm going to quickly duck to the right, let the traffic go. This isn't to get up to good speed. This is, we have to wait an eternity for the little peel. God, I want to drive one of those in the real world so bad. Yeah, we'll let them go ahead and then we'll see if the wing on the back makes a difference. It's not adjusted or tuned at the moment. I've just slapped it on. Let's hopefully we can get around the first few corners without it wanting to tip. No, made no difference. Okay. And the wing's fallen off. So that, you gotta love it. How do we fix that? I've never had this problem with a car tipping over all the time. I mean, I've done softer suspension and anti-roll bar setup. I've done stiffer and it's had the same effect. Doesn't matter what I do. I mean, I haven't properly tuned the aero. I've just slapped it on, but other than making the car all-wheel drive, would that make a bit more of a difference if it had more grip at the front? Because it's still rear-wheel drive. It just does not want to... It just wants to roll. I don't know how to fix that. I am no expert tuner. See, even the slightest turn at speed, it's over. Amazingly, there's hardly any dents on the roof. A little bit at the front, but the back end looks pretty good. It's a perfect little ball to roll over with, but I don't know how to get this thing to stay on its wheels. No, I've never experienced it. I've driven most of the cars in game and upgraded so many of them, but I do not recall a car that's ever done this. Oh my God. How do we fix that? That is out of my level of expertise. I'm completely stumped on how to stop that thing tipping over. The other thing maybe we could try is making the wheels a bit further out. Let's quickly try that. We won't go back into an event. We'll just go for a drive around this and the dirt roads just up over there outside the bowl here. Some tight little chicanes, so we'll test it on that. I'm just completely stumped on how to solve this problem. Where are the wheels? Can we not do it in this car? Huh. Because most cars you can make the wheels come out a bit further. Huh. There you go. Would it make a difference turning it to all-wheel drive? I don't know. It's not a D-Class car anymore, but let's just figure it out. I'm just trying to figure out what is going on with this car and why it's tipping over. I have rally built so many small cars like Mini Coopers and blah, blah, blah. Never had one roll over like this. All right, the wing's back. All right, let's go up this little road here. I've just gone the wrong way, but we'll work our way around. All right, let's climb this little section up here with these switchbacks and see if it stays flat. That one actually a little bit, maybe. It didn't tip over like I was expecting. Granted, we're going uphill, so we're not carrying the speed. That was better. All right, we're going downhill now, so we're going to pick up a little bit of speed. So let's see if we can do a bit of a sort of like a Scandi flick. There we go. We just needed all-wheel drive. Just kind of defeats the purpose. I wanted to keep it rear-wheel drive, but okay, we have solved that problem. Kinda. Well, we haven't rolled yet. Shut up, Anna. It tips a little bit. I can feel it leaning as I'm going through the corners, but it is much better compared to previously. All right, we have solved that problem. Now the next problem is got to get it back under D-Class. So that's easy enough. So again, let me sort that out again, and I'll meet you at the start line. All right, final try.
4, 3,
Aero on, all-wheel drive, tune the gearbox, final attempt. All right, we have solved the problem with the all-wheel drive, stopping the car from... I thought it was going to tip down and just having flashbacks to the last few times I've driven. I don't trust this thing anymore. So far, well, that's a lot better than it was last time. I've tuned the gearbox, so it does accelerate a lot better than it did before, which is good. Let's take this wide cut, the corner, not too much. There we go. Much better. No, it's done it again, you stupid car. I didn't fix it. Oh, I give up. I got no idea how to get this thing to stop rolling. I think I know where the thumbnail's going to be. Oh my god, it made no difference. The physics is broken. The underside of the car looks like one of those old Matchbox toys I used to play with as a kid. Oh, I don't know what to do. If someone does watch this video by accident, please let me know what I'm doing wrong, because I have built hundreds of cars in this game, thousands over the years in different horizons, and I've never had a car consistently roll for... I'm completely stumped. I don't know how to fix it. I thought I got it. We just took it for a drive and it was fine. I thought we'd fixed the problem by putting it all-wheel drive, but it's made no difference. It is pretty quick though, compared to what it was. It is much better. But I want to be able to take the corner quickly like a rally car, but it won't let me. Oh. Because you can't take it really slow because you just lose so much time.
Medium left.
We're going to be losing 40, 50 seconds just purely on this thing rolling every 5 corners. We're going to go again here, aren't we? Yep, there we go. The roof's finally go. By the time we're done with this lap, it's going to be convertible, and I'm going to be headless. Oh. I'm determined to get to the end of the lap. We've got to get there. All right, new challenge for you. Every time I roll, you got to take a shot of whiskey, fellas. All right, go for it. Who's still awake and conscious by the end of the video? There's your first sip. Oh, this car's just completely undrivable. I want to get to the end of the line. I like the livery. It looks pretty cool, but I don't think this is a car for a rally. So I think I might have to reconvert it back to a road car. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it is completely undrivable. I don't know how to solve that problem. So we're going to quit the video. I don't even know if I'll upload this, maybe for a laugh and a giggle, but it is completely useless. Not designed for rally, especially with me tinkering behind with the tools. Someone with more experience or knows some trick to get this thing to stay level, other than some big fat bastard sitting on the roof like a sidecar motorbike race, but that could be an option. Put some platforms on the side and get some big chunky fella on the back to roll back and forth as you go in the corner to keep it balanced. But other than that, I've got no idea. It looks great when it's on all wheels, but it doesn't like to stay on all wheels. So I'm Rob. This is a disaster. I can't solve that. So we're going to move on to the next video. I'll be back in a few days. I'm going to throw this in the bin. Till then, see you later.